Also, you know what? Hot take. If a title isn't on the side of the box, which I don't think there's very many, call it.
Hello everybody, my name is Ilya.
And my name is Tyler. Together we make up Kovray, a couple that loves to play board games.
And today we are joined by a very special guest by the name of Jenna.
Hello!
BoardGameGarden.
The garden has arrived.
It's been sprouted.
It's been sprouted.
For the last 5 days.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good garden.
That is a good garden.
Now, Jenna has visited us for one and only reason.
One and only reason.
It's only one reason.
Just one.
To put me to work.
To reorganize our games. She offered her services and we immediately said yes because we have over 1,000 games that desperately need reorganizing.
Yes. Okay, fine. It's not all that we did, but we did organize it. Let's quickly go over what else we did.
Well, we played a lot of games.
We have.
As board gamers often do when they conglomerate into a group.
Mm-hmm.
Especially at a 3-player count, which is the ideal player count of all games.
It is.
Why visit the outdoors when you can just stay inside and play games?
Jenna had the choice of visiting the West Edmonton Mall or playing board games.
I have not seen any of Edmonton.
She chose correct. She chose to play the games instead of visiting the West Edmonton Mall. We did, however, visit GameCon Canada.
Yep.
The biggest and the bestest convention of Canada.
I actually loved it.
It was great. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not only were there video games, but there were board games, and there's claw machines, and there was a lot of joy to be had.
Blind boxes.
Yeah! We played, well, we got
We
some.
opened.
We opened some.
I fell for the curse. Apparently you're not supposed to say which one you don't want.
Because that's exactly
which
what
I did, and I picked it out, and it was what it was.
I wish I got footage of that.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just
what
saying,
happened.
You deserved that, though.
Mm-hmm.
But GameCon Canada is a really interesting convention because it's very new. It's only about 3 years old. And there's more and more tabletop companies that were present there. So there's a couple of new games that we saw. And we just wandered the halls and had a lot of fun.
Chopped.
Yes, yeah. There's a lot of local artists that go there, too, so we got to buy and look at some fun stuff.
Support.
What was your favorite thing you bought?
The Stitch photo that is upstairs.
Yeah.
Wearing the cute little backpack.
Aww,
Yeah.
Cute.
that one's so cute. My favorite is a free run print that I'm going to put in my office.
That was also very cute. I did not buy anything because I did not like shopping.
We started shopping and Ilya was out.
Yeah.
I had to stand in the hall because I just couldn't. The stimulus was too much.
We were browsing. It was fun.
But enough of GameCon Canada and shopping. We are here for one and one reason only. We have reorganized our games.
Yes.
We had a big mess of games. Tyler couldn't even come downstairs anymore.
It was stressing
It was
me out.
wild.
It was stressing him out.
Yeah, Jenna can attest to this. It was busy.
And the way we reorganized before was we did the if it fits, it sits.
Boo.
Exactly.
Jenna just coming for everybody with that organization method.
I
But
have some hot takes.
we had a professional come in, and collectively we created a very beautiful space. And we felt like we were thriving by the end of it because we were playing it downstairs in our board game space, and we were just admiring all the beauty around us.
Very organized space.
Very organized. I would give it an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. That's good. But what better way to recap this than to talk about some tips?
Yeah.
We learned a lot along the way. So we're here with 10 tips.
3 from each of us. And then one fun one at the end.
Yeah.
What are the tips for?
Everybody.
No, what I just said there's 10 tips.
Just 10 tips. We'll just give you 10 tips.
We'll give you 10 tips. 10 tips
10
with your life.
Trips.
10 mysterious tips.
Here's one on cooking. Here's
Green
one on
should
buying
go above red.
That's your own fault.
What do you mean?
You did this.
The tips are for organizing your collection. You knew this already because you saw the video title. So you were just like, you're all hooligans. You don't know what you're talking about. But let's not waste any more time. Let us get into the tips, starting with Tyler.
No, you go first.
Why?
Because
we discussed
this.
when you were out of the room.
Tip number 1. And this is a must. Take all the games down. I know it seems daunting. It's scary.
It causes a lot of chaos.
One might fall on you. They're going to create stacks. If you have pets, they're going to start jumping on them. They can create tumbles. Well, do it. because then you can see the empty shelves. You can, more importantly, dust those empty shelves to make sure there's no dust and so some cleaning happens.
Don't spray too much, though.
Don't spray too much
Because
chemicals.
then your head gets lightheaded. I wouldn't know anything about that, though.
No,
Not at all.
Not at all.
So take them down, dust everything off, and admire all the games you have acquired thus far. That is tip number 1.
Tip number 2 is figure out how your brain works. So I have organized my collection in various ways. Color, player count, theme, mechanism, publisher. There's a lot of different ways to organize, but figure out which one works best for you and then do it like that. And you can also like combine them. So you can do some, because you guys did like 2-player.
Yeah.
And also
We have like
roll and writes,
roll and
co-ops,
write.
bunch of different things. So yes, figure out what is best for your brain.
And functionally for your game nights as well.
Oh yeah, you were a big fan of that. Functionally for game nights.
Well, yeah, because if it helps in your brain, and you often ask the question of like, where's this game? Or where are these types of games? Maybe that would help you.
That's tip number 2.
Tip number 3. I will say that it's more of a lean on what these two have said, but it's organize as you go. So if you have the list already made up that you want to organize with, and you've already taken your games down, as maybe even as you're taking your games down, you're organizing them into that list so that it's easier to like see how many you have, so maybe you'll know how much space it takes up, and then also to be able to more conveniently be able to put them back onto the shelf. Yeah, so we had giant piles of different things, and they were ready to go.
We have a big rainbow wall, so we did colors.
Yeah, organizing them in colors was fun.
And we argue what is periwinkle and what is not.
I am very specific with colors, okay?
Jenna kept saying, this is blue, it's not green. And it was very clearly green.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you had a hard time with teal.
Yeah.
I don't think I did.
I'm the one that put most of that rainbow back on that shelf.
Incorrectly.
It was a mess.
I put a lot of browns with yellows, I know that much. It's like, this is yellow enough.
Well, you know where browns go well with yellows.
That's tip number 3.
Tip number 4. You're organizing board games. It's meant to be fun. So make sure you take breaks and play the games that you found in those little crevices.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a game you're like, oh, we should play this. Do it right now.
If you have room.
You can makeshift a table with all the board game boxes.
Play games on top of board games.
How fun would that be? That'd be a great experience you can tell people about.
I agree.
Maybe you don't even need your table after all. You can just play on your board games.
Yeah, or on the floor. In that little small walking path that you've created.
Slim and narrow.
Very small path.
Narrow.
That's tip number 4.
Okay, tip number 5 is a spicy one. And that is all about culling.
Yes.
Getting rid of games that you do not play.
Why is everybody looking at me?
I think it's really important.
Have made a breakthrough this weekend.
He did do a very
I
good
culled
job.
over 175 games.
That's really good.
176.
And to be precise.
I think I'm a very sentimental person, as many of you know, and board games tie to memories. But what helped me cull, there's tips within tips now, is I culled in 3 categories. 1 to donate, 1 to gift to friends, and 1 to sell. For all those Kickstarter games we've backed, and they came with 8 expansion boxes, and I'm not touching any of them, because that's daunting. Done.
Yeah.
How oddly
Great call
specific.
And it's funny, because there's multiple games that fit that category, not just 1.
But yes, I do think that culling is very important. We have a lot of games, so getting too many games often becomes very daunting and very overwhelming. So having your collection be, not huge is good.
And games are meant to be played, so they can be passed on to somebody else who will play them.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, my big thing is if we're not playing them, somebody else should be playing them, and why not give them away, get rid of them?
Exactly.
Perfect.
So that's tip number 5.
Five.
We're doing great.
Yes. Tip number 6 is the opposite of Jenna's. Remember that you're going to probably be getting more games. If you're anything like us, we are probably collectors at this point. So we end up getting more games in. We don't know what to do with them, and then they end up just sitting wherever it fits. And that's not always the best thing. So if you are, there's a couple things to this actually. If you're gonna put them on your shelf, or as you're organizing, remember that there might be more space that you can like accommodate. Maybe you like heavy games, so you know you're gonna get a few more heavy games. Or maybe you have a lot of co-op games, etc., etc. The other thing with this too is when you are getting the more games, you're also going to be thinking about what other games can go out. Because, yeah, maybe you have a one-in, one-out system.
Really good.
Really, really good.
I prefer to take everything down and put everything back up system.
Chaos!
Make a big moment. Make a big moment.
That is a big moment.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah. My point is that it's okay to still like build your collection. You can cater it how you want. You can cull games. You can get more games. But you should be thinking about that as you're organizing your games.
There's one other thing that you guys did that I think was a really good idea, where you have your big games and then you put your shelf of opportunity right beside it. So the shelf of opportunity kind of transforms into the
opportunity.
big area. Yeah.
The opportunity has been met.
Yeah, that was pretty intentional, especially because a lot of our opportunity games are heavy games.
Yep.
Well, tip number 7.
Tip number 7. You can always do it again. Now, you may be daunted. You may be looking at your collection and be like, I don't think I'm going to like to organize it alphabetically. That will confuse me. And what if I get a game that's B and all the Bs are being together? Well, you can always do it again. You can take them all down again and you can put them up by color, by publisher, to whatever your brain wants you to do with them.
In that moment.
Organizing is not a one and done process. It is an ongoing cycle where you can thrive, learn, and become your true self.
Wow, that was deep.
Layers.
And also, if you're someone that really likes organizing like me, you do it like once a month and it's a good time. That's a good tip.
It's so fun to take everything down.
I am not on the same page as you two.
All right, that was tip number 7.
Now we're at 8.
Tip number 8. This one is another spicy one.
Jenna with the spice.
Please don't come at me in the comments.
Do it.
But there's only one right direction to place your board games, and that is vertically, not horizontally. And I have a good thing for this, is the fact that if you pile them up, if you want the one on the bottom of the pile, you're going to have to like pull it out, and that might damage your games, and it's just a pain.
But Jenna, what do you say to all the people that say, but Jenna, what are all the components? They're going to go everywhere. The cards are just flying out.
Guess what? You're going to take it off the shelf to play it, and they're going to all have to come out of the box anyways. So.
You heard it. You heard it.
Or you put all of the components into baggies.
Baggies is pretty a good idea.
Because they're not going to go everywhere if you have them organized within baggies. So.
Exactly. Yep.
Yes, that is my tip.
But Jenna, what about all those people that say, how are you supposed to read the titles? They're sideways.
There's some boxes actually have it where they're this way. They're not sideways, but
debunked.
I can read them.
Also, you know what? Hot take. If a title isn't on the side of the box, which I don't think there's very many, call it.
Whoa! It should be just hot takes.
A few games immediately came to mind.
Uh-oh.
Vertically is the right way, though. So if you're coming for Jenna, you're coming for Tyler and I as well.
So that is tip number 8.
Yes. Tip number 9. With all of these games coming off of your shelf, and depending on where you store them and put them all, you're going to want to make sure you have a safe exit in case there's an emergency. So don't just stack a bunch of stuff and then trap yourself. Don't trap yourself. That's a dangerous situation to be in. Who's going to help you while you're screaming down in the basement?
Has that ever happened to anybody?
Who knows?
It almost did to us.
And you wouldn't hear them. You wouldn't even hear them.
Yeah, because most board game rooms are in basements.
Exactly.
I think more practical tip is to make sure your pets don't get trapped.
Just don't even have them here.
Just put them upstairs.
What if your birds get squished?
Your bird?
By a box?
Oh.
Well,
that wouldn't be
then-
good.
Yeah. I
Sounds
just
like-
realized that we're very Canadian when we said most board game collections are in basements. Some people don't have basements.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
cities
yeah.
with
I
no
think it's
basements.
I think it's a Canadian thing.
Oh.
That we
No,
have
I
basements.
think there's quite a lot of basements in some areas. There's just some areas
Specific
that there's
states.
no I think Texas doesn't have any basements.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a couple. I think Dallas doesn't have any.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I
I
think it has to
remember that.
do with the rock
Under
foundation of the
Mm.
Earth.
Science.
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 Speaking of science, we're now ready for our tip number 10, our collective tip.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
It is
Have
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
The real tip, though,
Yeah.
the real tip is you need to find a friend who really, really likes organizing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you need to gently suggest the idea of maybe
Maybe
you could
More.
we just have a lot of games. You could just we could organize them together.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just joke around that for about a year and a half and then manifest it and then games organized.
Yeah.
Done.
It happens.
And you can even use a local GameCon as one of the excuses to make sure they use
That's very true.
it.
So thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much to Jenna from the Board Game Garden, the official Board Game Garden, which you can check out in the description below, for visiting us, organizing our games, and providing this pleasant experience of a video.
Yeah. It
Thank
was
you
also
guys
just
for having me.
yeah, we're so happy you came. It was such a fun time, and I'm excited to do it again, whether it be us coming to you or you coming here again. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be
Play
We
more games.
also
Mhm.
played some of the best games I think we've played in a while.
Played some good
We
games.
played
Like
some
we
really
have
good
hit
games.
bangers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just put a collage of them here so you can kind of see what is that one? What are they playing? I want to know what that is. And maybe we can tell you a little bit more about it if you're curious.
Yeah. We're also not done yet either, because after this, we're going right to the game table and playing some.
Playing some more games.
We're excited.
Yeah. We
But-
are. Now, if you enjoyed this video,
Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button if you're new here, because we love talking and chatting board games with folks like you.
and for our question of the day today,
If you have any tips for board game organizing, leave them down below for everyone that's watching this, so you can get all the tips. All the tips.
All the tips.
or if you want to just start a massive debate about vertical or horizontal,
Vertical versus horizontal.
we will wreck your
there
day
were
with
10
some
tips,
vertical
Ilya.
placement.
10 tips.
And some of them were spicy. Not just that one.
I thought there was 11. There's also a squeaky chair in the room.
All right, that's it for us. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye.
Yeah.
You
Down, Jenna.
and me. Boop-dee-bop-a-da-ba-dee-boop.
Doing? What doing? What doing? What doing?